some sweat when the heat is on. Some feel the heat and decide that they can't go on. Some like it hot, but you can't tell how hot till you try. Some like it hot, so let's turn up the heat till we fry. Some like it hot, some like it hot. Some like it hot, some like it hot.
We want to multiply. Are you going to do it?
I've done it.
No, you qualify.
I've done it. Have you done it?
Don't be so circumscribed. It's a Jewish line, you know.
No, that was...
Just get yourself untied, yeah, now. Are you gonna do it? Yes, let's get out of here.
It's hot and some sweat when the heat is on. Some like it hot, some like it hot.
We're ending up producing the videos in the same way as we produce the sound on the record, really, which is just sort of letting it grow and build, and with a sort of rough outline. It's in individuals in individual situations. It's all pretty surreal. I mean, it's I like things that are nice to look at.
Have you done anything apart from that drum thing yet? That you did yesterday?
Yeah, I did some shot with some snare drum in my Ray-Bans.
Oh, yeah. Reflected.
Yeah, reflected my Ray-Bans.
Oh. It's rough when you're doing it, because you can't see what they can see.
Yeah.
And so it's difficult to feed back with it.
Yeah. And plus to keep my head still for that length of time.
Then again, there's the girl, the real live girl, who's a 6 foot, wonderful 6 foot Amazon, and she's quite a daunting prospect for any man, I think. As it happens, me and Robert have both got the same perverse eye, and Andy as well, the same sort of eye for a bit of, shall I say, artistic smut.
Everybody quiet, and play back.
Tula, the tall girl, she's actually 7 feet tall with her shoes and her hair. Right, I'm 5'6", and she's 7 feet. So, but anyway, she was sitting in a chair. I was going to give her a shave. Robert I'd been a fan of since, Sneaking Sully Through the Alley. And then on to, Johnny and Mary, Looking for Clues. And in between that, things like Best of Both Worlds and Every Kind of People. And equally so, well, more so, was working with Bernard. Bernard was... I never picked up a bass guitar before I heard Good Times. I always wanted to be a guitarist, because lead guitarists get more girls. Everybody knows that. And so I didn't even pick up a bass until I heard Good Times by Chic. And so that record kind of changed my life in a way. And so obviously playing bass in front of Bernard, feeling totally inadequate, knowing the guy is still, a dynamo. I can suck my cheekbones in better than he can, but boy, when it comes to playing in the studio.
That was what I picked up on when I met him, that he didn't want to be thought of as a teeny bopper all his life. He knew 10 years from now when the cute blonde hair is gone and all of that, you got to play, So we talk about that as a joke, but I told him, I said, if we're going to do a record together, I want you to play your best. I want to feel that way. If we got together, if we get nothing else out of this, we had a good time and we learned a few things, and that's the way I went at him. So it wasn't bad. He knew what I was doing. I made him prove himself, and he could do it. And he delivered some really good stuff.
This guy's winded like the performances. And to do the same thing. I'm tired.
It's a long day. What I think we should do, forget it, bang and go.
Just to do the middle.
Yeah, I suggest we should sit down.
Just talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that.
He can pull things out of players that they didn't suspect they had, and he does it with humour. And it's just a delight to work for him because he's a red-hot player himself. So his point of view is you're really trying to keep up with him, you know.
Get the hell out of here.
Kind John.
Hey, we love you. All right, let's do this funky break. Ready, Jason?
Get it on, bang and go, get it on.
Yeah.
That will work.
He's setting the drum. Was something wrong with the drum, Tony?
Put the dancing girls on the drums.
Okay.
That's better.
Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
You may get promoted, boy.
Let's go.
Tony Thompson is... They say people look like their dogs, don't they? He is like... Most drummers are like they play their drums. He's
Very, very tight drummer. You can't really miss his sort of backbeat and that. He's that regiments you to play when you're doing rhythm, and he's an idiot, but an adorable idiot.
He's like an orchestrator when he plays. He's not a percussionist or anything, and he plays so powerfully. You know, volume-wise, it's like, you know, it makes you jump up in the air every time he hits the beat. It's very exciting working with him.
Tony's gonna kill me for saying that, and he's bigger than me, much, much bigger. Oh.
With Chic, I had bosses, so to speak. I was real young when I joined them, and I learned a lot from Niall and Bernard. And at the time when I joined Chic, didn't know how to make records, how to lock in the pocket. I had a lot of chops, but didn't know where to place them, so to speak. And Niall and Bernard have really, schooled me on, really, don't worry about the fancy stuff. The most important thing is just laying the groove down.
People kind of picked up on our relationship because we yell and scream at each other a lot, but it's in a loving way. I mean, it's to get him to do what he does best. And he expects it from me, but everyone else didn't know at first. They thought I was being too hard on him or something like that. But it comes from years of just knowing each other.
It just feels like this is like my baby, so to speak. You know, it's just something I really wanted to do. We talked about it, and now I'm seeing it grow, and it's great.
some like it hard.
John is the instigator, the ideas man. Andy's the volatile one, which is perfect because he's a guitarist.
Andy just goes in and attacks things, you know. That's his attitude about things. I mean, he can be abrasive at times and very nice, but usually he's pretty angry and pretty rowdy. But it's fun because that's the kind of parts he plays, the solos and all that stuff. The lead guitarists, their personalities are usually fire, you know. It's usually pretty hot. And he is a lead guitarist, yeah.
No, I don't record in the big room with headphones on. I record in the control room where the big speakers are. And because our engineer is clever enough, we can turn it up really loud without the guitar feeding back while you're playing. And it's great because it's like playing live. You get a much better atmosphere because you're with the producer, you know, and so there's a reaction and you don't get too lost. So it's very lonely when you're out on the studio floor on your own just playing. And there's a big piece of glass, and you can see all these people talking behind it. And you don't know what they're saying about you. You don't know if they're going, oh, God, listen to what he's doing tonight. He's really not playing very well. Or if they're going, oh, it sounds great. So you can always feel too removed from the people that you're working with. So I like getting in, and we all sort of blow our ears out together.
Top again, please. There are so many different ways of putting a song down on tape. And I don't think any of them are better than the other. Postcards, tele... Right so far. Drop me a line. Be my grapevine. Always trying to reach you. Can't get through. Communication. Our communication depends on me and you. Got to stay in touch even though we're remote shorthand. Keep your lines open, say what's new. It builds as it goes, you know, like putting paint on a canvas. But it's a lot more organic than it sounds because the obviously that particular process people have been using a lot recently with synthesizers and drum machines. But we're all in this unit a bit bored with that. It's not organic enough. It doesn't have personality, you know.
The Power Station can only ever be looked at as an album that was made by some guys once, and that's it. And it all finishes in a couple of weeks. And if people like it, they can buy it, and if they don't, well, it doesn't really matter.
When anyone thinks about Power Station, anyone involved in it, it just is a good feeling involved because it was an honest project.
It sounds so ideal, it sounds so perfect that it can't be true, you know.
I don't think we could squeeze an ounce more life into this record. It's burning.